case I tried last week, it's like, and my guy kept his mouth shut, might have had a chance, but because there was such sloppy police work, they found 3 cases in the car. They only submitted 2 to the ballistics for testing. And the bullet that was removed from the lady's head, they never sent for testing either. So they couldn't even tell what caliber the bullet was.
Yeah.
But luckily for them, my guy refused to keep his mouth shut.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it's a new day for Odyssey.
I mean, let's not talk.
What a nightmare. Can y'all look stuff up yet?
It's still pick it up, but
I was in the 290 yesterday and they couldn't pull anything up to see if they even had the complainant on my case. So I got recalled for today and the jail couldn't find a guy who's been there since Thursday.
Mm.
There's the right way and then there's the Bear County way.
Oh, yeah.
And never the twain shall meet.
Well, you know, they did the main plaza, which they spent a lot of money to do the main plaza.
Like 8 times.
Yes. And if they would have just kept the original fountain, which was beautiful,
Oh, it was
cleaned
great.
it up, trimmed the trees, we wouldn't have a problem. And then they say the pavers that you walk on, they said it'll all settle out and not be uneven the more people walk over it. And people are just tripping left and right.
Oh, yeah. No, it's. Then they get sued for ADA violations.
Mm-hmm. You know, they say today is Taco Tuesday. Do you know I've never had a taco on Tuesday?
Well, now's a good day to start.
No, because now I'm doing my diet thing. I can't have it.
But don't you have, didn't LeBron James try to trademark Taco Tuesday? Do we have to give him money if you order a taco?
I don't know.
I think he tried to trademark it.
it's like it's a good money to keep them trademarked. Happy birthday.
Yes.
It's all.
Whoever did that's not. I really, yeah.
No, you didn't have to see she doesn't call the doctor.
Yeah, but
I should.
Well, my name is Susan. What's that? How are you? That's good. I like to order not for us, not for that. You know, I can see them. I've been trying to. You and me both, actually. I got it on Friday. He came out and said 20 days. You did that before we started the process.
That would have been a lot better.
Right. Only official, not a physical. But. I've never had one. Saw you in the stupid roadcase.
All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. When I call your name, please let me know that you are here. Stand. Today is trial day, so any case that is not resolved, you will be going to trial. Jose Carvajal is in custody. Jacob Moya, custody. Mark Ivy.
I think he's fed.
Ah. Jose Castagnon, custody. Ramonique Quarles. Ramonique Quarles.
Your sunglasses, sir.
All right, when Quarles comes in, just put him in the box. Ah, thank you. Raymond Alejandro. Thank you. Aran Bawani. Custody is Roberto Andrade. Caleb Crom. Thank you. Arturo Campos, custody. Loretta Holmes. Thank you. If you'll get on the front row, please. And custody, we have Roberto Andrade, Amanda Mahula. Victoria Velez. Willie Cunningham. Edward Casillas. And custody, we have Renee Roman. Chastity Natal.
Judge, I spoke to her this morning. She was having some medical issues, but I told her I needed documentation. She told me she would be here.
Okay. David Vargas. Anthony Cochran. Marino Rendon. I'm sorry, just one moment. Hello? Hey, could you send a coordinator down? Yes. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Anthony Cochran. Thank you. Matthew Rendon. David Hancock, custody. Patricia,
Judge, we're ready.
thank you. Patricia Munoz.
I think you granted that motion for continuance yesterday.
Thank you. And if you pull that file on Patricia Munoz, you can put it in the stack that it's already completed. Gilbert Perryman. In custody is Larry Smith, Jacob Moya, Daryl Payne, Yvonne Escobedo Hernandez, Janessa Salazar, Janessa Salazar. All right, is there anyone who came in late?
Ms. Natal is present, Judge. She just came in.
Okay. Thank you.
We're ready. I think it was a witness issue. The state was trying to locate the complainant.
All right, just one moment. Anyone who came in late or your name was not called? All right, we'll start here in the gray. What's your name? Do you know your case number or SID number? Does it have an NM in front of it? All right, do you know who your attorney is? All right, just have a seat. All right, sir in the white shirt. Do you know your case number? Do you know your SID number? Do you know who your attorney is? All right, just have a seat. We'll get with you. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. And first name? Spell it, please. Oh, okay. Do you know your case number or SID number?
House numbers? 763-670.
Is there an NM in front of that?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Do you know who your attorney is?
Yes,
Have you had contact with your attorney?
last week, yes, you said you were gonna request a reset, but I haven't spoken to her since.
All right, just have a seat. We'll get with you, okay? Yes. First name? Do you know your case number or SID number? 970131. And do you know who your attorney is? Have you had contact with your attorney? All right, just have a seat. Yes.
Yeah, according to the old system, he's set today for PSI, Judge.
All right. All right, just have a seat and we'll get with you. Who's your attorney?
Luis Martinez.
All right, to the clerk, could you look that up and have that file pull? Just-
Case number.
All right, do you have a case number or SID number?
I have it, Judge.
Okay,
The case number is 2022 CR 11882.
all right, just have a seat and we'll get with you. All right, everyone, these are the rules. One, today is jury trial day, so somebody's going to a jury trial. The other thing is criminal trial division is there, family violence is there. Just pull your file from their box, which is there and there, place it on the desk, have a seat. They're going to call you over to confer with you in the order in which you appear. If you have a client who's in custody, yes, they need to be brought out. Just ask the deputy to bring them out. Once you requested your client by the deputy, do not leave the courtroom because for security reasons, there's only a limited number of people that they can have in the box. And if you leave after requesting your client, you're being selfish and inconsiderate to your colleagues. The other thing, when we're on the record, you'll know we're on the record because the style of the case will have been called. Do not stand behind the court reporter talking. Do not talk behind her in the box. If you let the deputy know that you're conferring with your client, you can just raise your hand, they'll move you to the other end. If your client wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, yes, we need an interpreter called down whether you speak the language or not. Once you've requested an interpreter, do not leave the courtroom because we have a limited number of interpreters and they're usually only here 5 minutes or so. Today is Tuesday. It's going to be a great Tuesday. Some people call it Taco Tuesday, but I'm calling it choose whatever day you want to have today. So if you want to have a great day, then you make it a great day. If you follow all the rules that have been given to you, everything is going to flow smoothly. If you do not, it will not. Do not approach. I don't care if you're whispering and you just want to come up here and then leave and come back. Don't approach this side when we're on the record. You know we're on the record because I will have called the style of the case. This is why I don't want you to do that. Because everybody who appears before me, they want my 100% undivided attention. I can't give that to them if you're talking over here because believe it or not, you're talking loud. I can hear everything. There's a note right there that says, do not approach when we're on the record. So don't do that. When you are ready to approach the court, all you have to do is come up here, let the clerk know. The clerk will pull your file. Just have a seat once you let them know that you're ready. I will call you in the order of appearance. The only exception to that is if someone needs an interpreter, because I've got to get them out of here quick so they can answer to other courts. So everyone, please confer and let's have a great Tuesday.
Okay, I'll try, but I can't guarantee that I'll be able to. That's the only.
I'm not sure.
Yes, sir.
Oh, reinstatement cases.
Yes.
Hey, who are you looking for?
Pre-indictments.
Oh, I don't, unless the client shows up and says they haven't had contact with their attorney. Hi. Morning.
And, I was wondering, we just watched your mama and she's parking the room.
This one's not. We don't even know.
All right, let me talk to you.
Okay.
He is, he's a mom, that's what he's there. He's on the docket.
We're all good. All right, I'm gonna go check.
They're like, we have nothing. Yeah, but we can start with that, so we're trying to verify.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yes.
I don't know, she just brought back the file. I
And then I'll
haven't
check off the
checked
date.
it.
No, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Hello. Absolutely. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I just need to see if I can put my files up there so I can, both trial settings, David Hancock, And he's the inmate in Chastity, the family violence case. Yes.
Amended?
Yeah.
No, I know.
As soon as you can go.
All right, thank you.
Well, man, you guys said Bill and Bell on the docket. Bill and Bell. We were in court last time and the judge called it today. They doesn't have the submitted files.
I can go down. Coordinator, she's not here yet.
Okay, okay. Sure, yeah. Sure. I hope the- I know it's not on the court docket, the state line.
Thank you. That's it.
We probably wasn't ordered, so.
I wasn't.
No ringing of any bells. Okay, thank you for checking on this. Because we were here last week and she wanted to. I guess. Because of all this changes going around. Maybe it's not.
No, I know, but we do have eight for you.
Well, that's for brothers.
We could go on. Yeah. Yeah, how much do we get on it?
Yeah, okay. I'll speak with them.
Which is another social show.
All right, Robert Rodriguez, if you'll come forward, please. And then after Rodriguez, it's going to be David Hancock and Chastity Natal.
Those are both my cases.
All right. Hi, so are you going to hire an attorney?
Yes, I'm in the process of doing that. It's just really pricey. I didn't know it was gonna cost that kind of money.
Oh, yes. So here's the thing. What we're going to do is I'm going to give you a reset.
Thank
you. And you'll need to come back with an attorney, all right?
ma'am.
So how much time do you need?
Honestly, 60 days too much.
No. Your case hasn't been indicted. I'll give you 60 days. Let me just see from the state so you won't be taken unawares with an indictment. So just have a seat and I'll make sure you get your 60-day reset.
Town owns restroom.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll be right back.
State, could you all look up this cause number? It's night bag number 763746. And if you could tell me if that's in the process of intake being indicted. It should be Robert Rodriguez.
No, it's in the process. Victoria got the file about 2 weeks ago.
All right. So 60 days is enough time for you all, whether you're going to indict it or not.
Usually do about 90 days, but yeah. Oh, but a 60-day reset from today, yes, sure.
Yes. All right. Thank you. David Hancock.
Judge, he's present.
All right, come down, Mr. Hancock. All right, so you're requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
All right, Deputy Laura, how long will it take for him to be dressed?
Judge, if I could, I'm doing McCullough County.
Okay.
It's a 2.5 hour drive and I've got a 1:30 docket. I can be ready tomorrow after my juvenile setting, but I will tell you, I've been in trial like 4 times in the last 6 weeks and I just finished on Friday.
All right, so are you asking for it not to go to trial
I'd
this
ask
week?
for a brief continuance, maybe into beginning of next week and I can be ready.
Okay. Let me look at the calendar.
Or if necessary, if we could start tomorrow afternoon. I mean, if that's an
Well,
issue.
there'll be another trial, there'll be a trial starting today. I mean, so your case won't be going today.
Okay. I have a vacation letter on file from the 27th of June to the 10th of July.
All right, how long this is a violation of bond or protective order. How long do you think this will take?
No more than a couple days, Judge.
I don't see why we couldn't do it in a day.
All right. So we're going to recall this back. We'll recall it back on July 1st.
Okay. Oh, no, Judge, I'm out that week.
Ah,
Yeah.
It's during his.
Yeah, my vacation.
okay, when is your vacation in?
June 27th to July 10th, as you can tell, I've memorized the dates.
All right, because right now I'm doing my job and the coordinator's job, so
And you're doing both quite well,
thank
if I
you.
may add, Judge.
All right. Then this is what we'll do. We'll call you back on June 17th.
Works for me.
All right, we'll see where 17th, yes. All right, we'll see you back on June 17th and you'll be brought over dressed.
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right, you'll be brought over dressed in whatever civilian clothing you were arrested in. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll need to do a clothing exchange with your attorney. Counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know.
I will, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Do you have any questions, sir?
Oh, no, I'm doing.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, come on, son.
And Deputy Laura, could you make sure there's a notation that he's to be dressed for trial? All right, thank you. Chastity Natal?
Is it okay? They're gonna have to roll her up in a wheelchair.
Sure.
So the last time we were here, Judge, the state was trying to locate the complainant. Because I'd informed them apparently he'd gone back to Mexico and they're making attempts to contact him and haven't heard anything back yet.
All right, which case is, who is in charge of this? This is family violence?
Violence.
Yes. So where are we on this case?
I guess just set it for a trial, Judge.
All right. All right, we'll recall this tomorrow.
Can we do the afternoon? I thought, so I don't think this was on the trial lineup. I think it was just
Today's the
recall for
plea
discovery.
deadline.
It was a
Yeah.
plea deadline for today.
All right. Y'all don't want a jury trial tomorrow?
Judge, I love jury trials, particularly with you, just not right now. I'm a little bit exhausted.
Okay. All right, we'll set it for June 17th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you have her wait around. The coordinator should be here
And they'll give
in
her a
about
setting.
40 minutes.
Okay, all right.
And
thank you,
she'll
Judge.
give her a reset. Enrique Cura, if you come forward. Hi, come forward, please. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. So your case hasn't been indicted.
Okay.
You'll know if your case is indicted because the number you see will have a CR to it.
Okay.
So we don't have pre-indictment cases in this court unless your attorney requests it.
Okay.
All right, so you are excused. If there's an issue with your bondsman, you can ask the court. You can call us and we'll let them know you were here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Jose De La Cruz. De La Cruz. Ralph Perez. Oh, okay. Just have a seat. We're still trying to find your file and contact your attorney.
I think Mr. Bauer. Lewis.
All right, thank you. James Jenkins. Hi, if you'll come forward. All right. Do you know if your case has been indicted yet or not?
No, it has not been indicted.
All right, so we only have indicted cases here. You know your case has been indicted if it has your number and a CR in it. So it'll say 2024 CR and then the number. So the only time you will be in this court is if you have a case that's been indicted or unless your attorney has specifically requested that you be in court today.
Well, yeah, but he went on his 52nd wedding anniversary.
Okay.
But
Oh, well,
this the courtroom that they told me to come to. 'Cause
All right.
I didn't get any paperwork in the mail or anything. I had to come down here and go to the clerk's office to find out all my information.
okay. All right, and do you have your correct address online?
Yes,
All right, listed so they can send you information?
yes.
Yes, so you don't need to be here unless it's been indicted or your attorney has requested you appear. Do you understand? All right, so you're excused. If there's an issue with your bondsman, you can always call the court and we'll let them know you were here. All right, thank you. Have a good day. You too. Robert Rodriguez, come forward.
I have a question for you. Do you know if we can still do paper dismissals or do we have to go on? Okay.
All right, the coordinator will give you a 60-day reset
Thank you.
and you'll need to come back here. And what you need to do is come back with your attorney. Do you understand? All right, just step to the side and the coordinator will give you your reset. Oh, that's the coordinator. Excuse me. Okay.
51671.
All right. Raymond Alejandro Jr.,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning. So has Mr. Allen actually started jury selection in the 437?
I'm here for Mr. Allen because he's not man enough to be here himself, Judge. He's,
So-
not sure if it says that in the motion, but
Yeah.
no, Judge, he's at number one in the 437th and they're conferring right now. I don't think a jury has been brought in, but that's why he's presented the motion. So
All
if
right,
you
so
want
we'll
to
see what happens.
see what happens. I'll let him know.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
No, and it was interesting. Yeah, right, good. That's what I see. Oh,
Hi. Oh, no, she's here.
okay.
All right, thank you. No, thank you for coming down.
Yeah, you get that.
Have a seat.
Good morning, how's it going?
Um, I had Daryl paying for it. He's. Yes, ma'am. The other one? Okay.
All right, Daryl Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so where are we with regards to evaluations and everything?
Yes, Your Honor. This morning I went down to Judge Carruthers' court. He was set for informal inquiry. Judge Carruthers did this morning, order a mental health evaluation to determine his level of competency, Judge.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll set this for, well, do you think that it's probably going to be incompetent or you're not sure?
I'm leaning towards it possibly being more incompetent than not.
All right, so what I'll do is I'll set this for 90 days because I know with the nature of the offense, if he's deemed incompetent, they're probably going to send him to a facility and that's going to take a time for transfer. I need a 90-day reset on Mr. Payne.
I can do, August 27th.
All right, August 27th.
Yes, Judge.
All right, do you have any questions, Mr. Payne? All right, we'll see you back then. All right, thank you. And put that as a phantom date, so if they're in the middle of transferring him, they won't hold him.
Your Honor, I wanted to see, since I was up here, to address another matter briefly.
Just one moment, let me write this in the file, then I'll take it up.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. Last week I was here in reference to Mr. Dylan Bell, where Mr. Kyle Ernst was removed as counsel.
Yes.
I believe it was supposed to be set today, June 4th. However, it's not on the court's docket. So I want to see if, and he wasn't brought, if we could hear his matter on Thursday.
All right, just give me a moment. Could somebody pull the file on bail?
His case number, yes, ma'am. It's gonna be 2024 CR 3093.
That is on the case.
Yes.
And what are the last four numbers?
3093.
All right, just give me a moment while they pull the file.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
That one was fine.
Just real quick.
Well, yeah, no, that's on a plea deadline. Just because I know, obviously still not showing. I'm gonna try it.
Thank you.
I wanted to say that in states this.
Let's do it.
It's
a burden.
That has happened. So head back to the answer.
Renee? Okay. Hi. Yes, I see this was set for sentencing today.
Yes, Judge.
We can either call it back Thursday or I could see if they could have them brought over today. I didn't know if you were going to be in court on Thursday or not.
I'm gonna be a court judge and I'll be around, if that looks best for everybody, that way hopefully get the ball rolling that morning.
Okay,
And I'll be, a little more time to prepare, it's not gonna hurt.
okay. All right, so I'll have it recalled for Thursday.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay.
You're welcome.
Can we go tell me what's going on?
No, he's,
All right, that needs to be placed on the docket for June sixth. All right,
Yes.
I'll call you in the order of appearance. Just have a seat.
okay.
State 90 group. Doing all right?
All right, Anthony Cochran.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
This morning I was told there was a misdemeanor that's recently been unsealed and filed out of the same incident. There's also several co-defendants. I conferred with the state. It's our first setting. We'd like respectfully to reset this for discovery and allow my client to be transported down to 2 where Judge Science has agreed to magistrate him so we can get a bond set. He doesn't even have a bond.
Okay, were you recently appointed?
I believe
Because-
we've had a pre-indictment setting, but we haven't had I believe this is his first setting post-indictment in this case. No.
No. State, who is on Anthony Cochran? All right, we were here on April 30th. And so today, the state was to make an offer in discovery. Are we not at the stage of,
I didn't discuss that with defense counsel. I think.
I was more worried about his warrant right now because it's a new thing that has popped up.
He has a warrant out of county court 2, and I think that's one thing that she was trying to get resolved before, because we haven't had a time to discuss. That's what she was.
all right, so do you have all of the discovery?
I have no idea if I have all of the discovery.
All right,
There's a
so
lot.
we're gonna come back. We're coming back on June 17th.
Okay.
All right, they need a reset for June 17th on Cochran. Sure.
We'll probably about that. We're gonna take care of the magistrate. We'll sit right there till the day he was here.
Okay. Mariano Rendon. Hello, hi.
This is a co-defendant to Chicago's
Okay.
case, although this one, I was just talking to Mr. Willis about it. We believe, I gotta check with intake. I think that there may be 2 indictments, but for the same incident. And I gotta decide, find out if that's a dismissal on one or not, Judge.
Okay. To keep them together, I'll put it on the 17th, but I know there are going to be some issues.
And just so the court knows, I filed a notice of appearance on both of these cases. Mr. Molina was originally the attorney. I've talked to him. He was tied up in Comell County, but I filed notice of appearance, retained counsel on both. Mr. Molina was appointed.
All right, so we'll recall this back for June 17th.
Okay, good.
All right, if you'll get your reset form, then you're excused.
It's just frustrating because I know, and I didn't realize because this read like it's 2 different dates. It's 2 different cases. completely. No, they're not.
Good morning.
Longer than my current.
Summer's here, so whatever you.
Awesome. You're here. Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes.
This case has,
An interpreter.
all right, are they here? All right, the parties on Arturo Campos. All right, so on this case,
Yes, Your Honor, this is going to be a request for a jury trial. I will let the court know that I only have a federal sentencing tomorrow in Peru, but other than that, depending on the court's availability.
all right, so,
There is a case that's tentatively set in the morning as well, Brandon Sierra judge.
okay, so I need an acknowledgement of discovery signed.
Yes, Your Honor.
And we'll see you all this afternoon.
This afternoon.
We're tentatively set to pick a jury trial at 9 a.m. tomorrow on Brandon Sierra judge. Is that not including that?
Okay. All right, we'll see where we are, okay?
At today or tomorrow, I apologize.
We'll do it tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, could it be in the afternoon because of the morning federal sentencing?
Yes,
With that,
so we'll recall you tomorrow at 1:30 then.
yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Natasha, I'll get that.
Yes. Just give me a moment. Yeah, we'll see where we are.
Your Honor, may I please?
Yes. If you just hand it to them, they'll give it to me.
Suzanne. Suzanne. I no sé, no case number, but I know it.
I just need his file for her.
Is it in the file?
I mean, he was recalled for trial today, so I thought y'all had the file.
I didn't see it, Joe.
I mean, I can go get it. Except that I can't look it up to look at the cost number. He's not up here.
Me want to ask you, am I being herself?
Would you happen to have the case number for this?
All right, David Vargas. Good morning. I'm doing okay.
I appreciate it.
We're in good shape here. The only issue is actually more of a technical issue.
Mhm.
I'm gonna need some of the paralegals assistance. We have all the records, we have everything. Defense even came by to view everything and the file is not working. So I'm gonna be in contact with them to create a new disk. But we're square safe for the technical issues, so when council and I confer, we're just thinking of a brief reset to give us time to work with those paralegals to create a new set of some of the discovery.
Okay,
We've had kind of a technical issue for a while now. It's been.
Yeah, we're gonna solve it with their help. They're gonna,
all right, we'll set it for June 24th.
we appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Judge.
All right, once you get the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. Good seeing you.
All right, thank you. And June 24th will also be your plea deadline date.
Sure. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Copy that. I'll get it. It'll be done before that. You can come by the show some other, like next week.
Oh, yeah, if it wasn't.
Number three.
And is it too soon to put the file up there? Because you're gonna wanna wait until he's gone. Hope family violence is going. Apparently not the ones going.
Yeah.
I did, all I did was reading and separate the things with the form from the bottom line. Preview what you showed. It pulls up in Odyssey.
Yeah.
So I save as.
Mariano,
Yes. File that. Here's a song.
Yeah, I don't say that this from desktop.
As your people literally open up. In
Yeah.
Odyssey.
Yeah. That's where it's. But they can add it. We technically also up. But not everybody. Okay. Giovanni, yes. But. Vanessa Salazar? Like. She went to. Yeah. Well, it's a change to how we thought, and down. That's something that I would be like.
Yes.
But.
What's going on today? Oh, actually. To be honest, I think really about one of these. Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking 379. Oh. I
Yeah.
was thinking 379.
Yeah, when you just did, that's what we all of our brains.
I was like, what's happening in there? We're trial brain.
I was, I know. Insane. Yes. Or just sending it.
Motion to modify on Eric into about the last week.
Yes.
One of the things I wanted to ask you is if you would entertain the prospect of him being able to work nonprofit or charitable events. Apparently, his counselors think that that would be good for his mental health.
I mean, you can file the motion and I'll consider it.
Okay. All right. So are we able to e-file right now? Okay. The old school.
Oh, yeah, you can do it the old school way.
I was gonna say.
All right, sure. Who's here on Ralph Pettis? Are y'all ready to proceed? All right, come forward. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 11882, State of Texas versus Ralph Pettis. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state.
Defense?
Louis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Pettis.
Are you Mr. Pettis?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Judge. No objections, Your Honor.
Have both parties had a chance to review the TAP evaluation?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Any witnesses from either party?
No, Your
No
Honor.
witnesses from the state.
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there a reason I should follow this plea bargain agreement?
Counsel?
Judge, it's our plea bargain agreement, Judge. State and I have both looked at this case, given the seriousness of the allegations, but the lack of corroborating evidence. After lengthy negotiations, we believe that 10 years deferred adjudication with lifetime registration is appropriate in this case. And that would allow the state to sufficiently supervise him for a long period of time. He's not eligible for early termination. He's not eligible for non-disclosure. So this isn't going away. And of course, if the court finds that he violates the terms of the probation at any point during this 10 years, the court can assess 20 years in prison. And Mr. Pettis knows this. And so given those facts, Judge, we're asking the court to accept the plea bargain in this case.
All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state.
All right, anything you wish to say?
No, ma'am.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will follow your agreement. Court is going to sentence you to 10 years deferred adjudication. There's to be 180 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition of probation. Chapter 62 registration.
Excuse me.
There's to be no contact with the complainant. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Proof of employment within 30 days or SSI. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And you'll be under the sex offender unit supervision. There is no community service hours for me to give you because for offenses of this nature, there's nowhere to do community service hours, so I'm not going to impose community service hours. This is a second-degree felony. What are the court costs?
Judge, I honestly can't answer that right now.
All right.
We're in transition to Odyssey. It's a little bit hard to tell, but.
All right, what I can tell you is usually the court costs on the second-degree felonies, usually they're about $380 to $450. Counsel, if there's any reason that your client cannot pay that, all you have to do is present an affidavit to that and the court will take care of that.
Yes. I do need to speak to the conditions quickly.
Yes.
So Judge, our plea bargain, obviously the court can impose reasonable conditions of probation. Our plea bargain did not contemplate time in jail as a condition. Mr. Pettis is the caretaker for his two elderly parents. He does not have anybody else who lives with him. They do not have other arrangements set up. Would the court allow him to 30 days to prepare to make arrangements in order to do that? Because literally there's no one to take care of them at this point.
No. I mean, if somebody wants to bring me documentation of that, I'll reconsider, but for now, the answer is no.
And then because he's disabled, he's not working, so any house arrest, there would not be any request for a work release, so it would be no less than partial. I just want the court to understand that we would not be making any of those requests if the court were to consider house arrest to allow him to take care of his parents.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Pettis, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and this does require registration, so make sure that you're registered. Otherwise, that could potentially be a new offense. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Your Honor, we have brief impact from both the complainant and her mother at whatever time the court would.
All right, I believe legally, it's the complainant who gives victim impact unless the
Clear minor,
defense,
Judge. That's the only reason.
okay, unless the defense has no objection to the,
I would object to that, Judge.
all right, so the complainant, unless the complainant's parent has something they want to read that the complainant wrote, otherwise victim impact, it's the complainant.
Our understanding was that if it's the guardian and they're a minor, that allows that opportunity, but if we misunderstand, we're more than happy to just have the judge.
And Judge, one more question. So the fact that he's caretaker for his parents, his elderly parents, is substantiated in the PSI. What other type of documentation do I need to?
Oh, some type of medical documentation.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you. All right, if you'll stand there, they're going to give a victim impact statement. Joe Hernandez. Are the parties ready on Joe Hernandez? Hello.
Hey, Judge.
Hi. All right, so we have one case that is ahead of yours, and I'm being told that they're actually doing jury selection tomorrow.
Okay, Judge.
So what I'll do is I'll recall this for tomorrow and he'll be brought over dressed.
Okay, in case they don't go.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Have a seat up there.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Deputy Laura, Joe Hernandez, he'll be back tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it is. All three of them. I won't even, I guess I don't even include them in the.
Yeah,
You agree?
yeah. I mean, or we just announce it's been done.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, yeah, legal man, just keep up the plea to cancel like an undue it's part of it.
Deputy Laura,
Formatting is off.
on Joe Hernandez, have him brought over tomorrow for trial. And you can reschedule the jury for tomorrow morning at 9.
Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, appreciate it. It's August.
Eric Cantu? All right, so your client's not here, I'm assuming.
No, Judge, no, I'm speaking on his behalf. He wasn't set today.
Okay.
I provided Jason with a copy of the motion. Although they're trying to recuse themselves, they don't really have a say.
Okay.
Basically a dog in the fight. He's trying to set up appointments with like St. Benny's and other things to work in a nonprofit and a charitable mode. Also trying to basically kind of speak out as to, or help out with other people who have been abused by police officers or shot by police officers like he was.
Mhm.
But he's still dealing with a lot of trauma, Judge, and I think that people think that this might help him with regards to that.
All right, so I don't have any documentation about trauma. And
Well, Judge, I don't know if you recall, this is the kid who was shot 6 times by a police officer in the
yes,
parking lot. And
but I don't have any documentation. I didn't know if y'all want me to, I'll review media. I never review media in regards to cases. But he does have a setting, I believe this is June 24th.
Yes, Judge. And unfortunately, every time he's had to come back, because we're waiting on the state, and every time whenever he's on camera and it shows up, it's further traumatizing for
Oh,
him.
well, what's
And-
going to end up happening on the 24th? Either the state is going to have someone here that they're suggesting should stand in for them.
Mhm.
Or either they don't. If they don't, I mean, we've all discussed this off record. The state really doesn't have grounds for recusal in this case. So either there's going to be another prosecutor here from a different county to take over this case, or either somebody's going to bring me some case law that shows something different that the state should be recused. Otherwise, I mean, the ruling is going to be made on the 24th, and I'll make a ruling on his motion to modify his conditions of bond.
So at this point in time, Judge, he's not able to work any kind of nonprofit. I mean, right now, his conditions are more stringent than the guy who shot.
Yeah.
And he's got 2 class 3rd-degree evading cases.
All right, so the case where the person is alleged to have shot him, is that case in this court?
No.
All right, so that's something for that judge and those prosecutors to deal with, so
Well, and so he's not able to do any kind of nonprofit until that day.
no. So we'll come back on June 24th, he'll be here, we'll see if the state actually has brought another prosecutor down here from another county. If they have not, I'll make a ruling on their motion to recuse. And as I said, we discussed this off the record in your presence, counselor. If the state or somebody doesn't bring me case law that says the state should be recused, they're not going to be recused because I don't see any reason for the recusal.
Understood, Judge.
All right, so we'll come back on the 24th and I'll hear it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Just give me a moment.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay. For your phone.
Yeah. There's a plea deadline, so should I give you a future trial setting? So I'm gonna take, I think it was 4 to 30.
Which you guys have one. I don't check. No, I'm not currently authorized. As for.
Okay, fair enough. Let me check something.
Oh, you got a computer that works.
Not a system that works. I'm going into the
Yeah.
old system. I'm not a.
We keep checking this.
I like to- it's not- Yeah, we'll have to set.
Man, oh, it's your old system. It's not the one that I use. So, because the one that I use, they don't have.
No, that's.
They had told us that they would leave it up.
No, that's it. That's what this is.
Yeah, so we, nothing.
Yeah,
It's
nothing
gonna get
new is
updated.
Which is fine. You guys have to get some information, but not.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
We have a plea deadline today on Amanda Mahulas. And the case is not settling, and so we'll be needing a trial date. Oh, May I approach Judge?
Sure.
The court's file on my case is missing. Today is our plea deadline.
All right,
And we've been.
just one
under-
second. Do we know if it's in the back somewhere?
We haven't been able to locate it. Judge.
All right, who is your client?
Amanda Mahula.
All right, Amanda Mahula.
Please come forward, ma'am.
All right, is the court's understanding you are requesting a jury trial? And you're rejecting the state's offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your plea deadline date has expired. State, how long do y'all both anticipate this case taking?
2 days, one for jury selection and one for evidence.
Yeah.
All right,
3 if you count deliberations, I guess, right? We always underestimate.
okay. So when is your jury trial date?
Next date is July 1st, the impact.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, y'all want to put this on impact?
Yeah, we absolutely can do that, if that's okay with you, Judge.
Yes.
Counsel, of course, but that works with us, if that works with y'all.
All right, your jury trial date will be in impact court and it'll be July 1st.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. When we leave, I'll show her where impact court is.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you. Once you fill out the reset form, you're excused.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's good seeing you. See you July 1st.
Josue Carvajal.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good morning. Are y'all prepared to proceed on the motion to revoke?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 5498W, State of Texas versus Josue Carvajal. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Casey Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense?
Efrain Torres Jr. for Mr. Carvajal.
And are you Mr. Carvajal?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke probation with your attorney? And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you the same Josue Carvajal who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 5498W for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on June 7th, 2022 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. On the supplemental motion, Your Honor, violated condition number 4 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Jose Carvajal did that in there, failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of March 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Your Honor, will waive the condition.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. And that is to grant the motion and revoke the individual from his probation to sentence him to 180 days in the Bear County, in the state jail facility.
All right. Counsel, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Please.
So what has he done on probation?
Judge, I believe he's completed his IOP. I also believe he's paid about $1,000 towards his fees, Judge. The rest of it was not able to be complete, Judge. I believe Mr. Carvajal can explain it to you if you wish.
All right, do you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Josue Carvajal Isaiah.
Why didn't you report in March?
I did not report in March because I was having, honesty. There's family, basically my grandfather was dying. He was gonna be no longer here and I wasn't there with my father. And it was just too much for me. I couldn't come and.
Oh, did you pick up the phone and call probation and said, my grandfather is dying, I can't come in?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Oh,
I
wait a
let-
minute,
I
do
let
we
them
have
know.
proof of this? Miss Abrams, he said he called probation and said he can't come in, his grandfather is dying.
Judge, I'd have to take a moment to review all of the photos.
All right, so you're saying you called them?
I
Did you
left,
call him or you left the voice?
I left the voicemail.
Oh, okay. So they should have a voicemail if you left it. And is there anything else you wish to say?
And as well, I became a father at a very young age, ma'am. I just wanted to get this out of there. I became a father at a very young age. I have children of 1, 2, and 3-year-olds. And they have been, basically, they've been my main priority, and I know it as well, probation had to be one of my main priorities, but I couldn't balance both out. So I felt deeply at completing my probation.
Okay, so you have a 1, 2, and 3-year-old. That's what you're telling me.
Yes, ma'am.
And how old are you?
20, ma'am.
All right, so why would you're 20 years old, you have a criminal case for unauthorized use of a vehicle. At some point in time, you continue to have children, even though you were on probation. Why are you doing this to your children?
Well, I have taken them onto my wing, and one of them is mine.
So there's a mother out there who wants you to take her 2 children under your wing, knowing that you have criminal history.
Yes, ma'am.
And then she has a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. Are the 2-year-old and 3-year-old your biological children?
No, ma'am.
All right, so she has a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, and then she decides to choose you to have another child. So now you all have a 1, 2, and 3-year-old in the house. I don't understand why people are making these, what appears to be horrendous decisions. Children are a blessing, but children are expensive.
Yes.
And probation is looking to see if you actually called. Because this is not your first time before the court on a motion to revoke.
Correct.
And so I'm just trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to give you what you're asking for or going to give you something more.
There was a telephone call stated that he had COVID and he wanted to reschedule. That was on March 18th.
I believe that was a mixture of both. I think his grandfather was already ill and passing away, and he was also ill himself.
Yeah, he didn't say that. When I questioned him, he didn't tell me that. If I'm wrong, let me know. But when I asked him what the issue was, he said his grandfather was passing.
Yes.
And he said he left a telephone message with probation saying that his grandfather was passing. That was what he told me what was going on in his life. Is there something that I did not hear?
No, I'm sorry, Judge, and you're correct. It's just that when we were having our conversations there, we did go over that, Judge, and he did mention that, Judge. And I'm sure Josue is nervous, Judge. He understands the punishment that you can potentially give him. He's never been to the state jail facility. He's never even been to a prison. He's 20. I'm sure he's nervous, Judge. But nevertheless, he did tell you he did call. He was on the record, Judge, and that is accurate.
All right, so his previous criminal history,
Yes, Judge.
it's always dismissed, defendant convicted of other, dismissed, defendant convicted of other. And that's the harboring a runaway from
Correct.
County Court 8, dismissed, defendant convicted of other. Theft of a firearm, dismissed, defendant convicted of other. Another theft of a firearm, which I'm assuming occurred at the same time based upon the cause number, dismissed, defendant convicted of another. County Court 8, unlawfully carrying a weapon, defendant dismissed, defendant convicted of other.
Correct, Judge.
Possession case, dismissed, defendant convicted of other. Then he had the evading arrest or detention. He was sentenced, probation revoked. And then the possession of marijuana, dismissed, defendant convicted of other. So it doesn't appear that he's learning anything.
Well, Judge, I think all those cases, I think either they were all within an incident or within a time frame, Judge.
Yeah.
But since he's been placed on probation, Judge, which is about 2 years ago, he has not picked up any new number ones, Judge. He's had difficulty balancing probation, as you mentioned. He obviously took on other responsibilities that maybe he shouldn't have. but he hasn't picked up any charges, Judge. He hasn't been out there causing problems to the community, maybe doing damage to himself by not obviously following the conditions that he was required to do. But nevertheless, Judge, he's not out there picking up new charges. As I had also represented him back then, told him, hey, you cannot be doing this. You're too young for this. You had also warned him as well when he first got on probation, Judge. So I know it's been a challenge for him, but he's eager to get this behind him, Judge, and take responsibility. And he is aware that you can punish him, up to the max, which is 2 years, Judge. We hope that that's not the case. But nevertheless, Judge, what he's told you here today, like you mentioned, the phone call, it did occur. And I know it's not reflective of the type of person he is on the MTR that you have in front of you, Judge, but we're hoping that you would consider following the recommendation and allowing him just to try to move forward.
Did you obtain your GED?
No, ma'am, I'm actually trying to get it right now.
No. You've been on probation with the court for 2 years. Well, minus 3 days. Did you obtain your GED?
No, Your Honor.
Did you obtain a certificate from a trade school?
No, Your Honor.
Did you complete the MRT program?
No, Your Honor.
So basically, you haven't done anything. You didn't really report all the time you were supposed to report. The drug testing levels haven't been the best. It's riddled with failures to submit positive. And then you would have 3 months of negative. Then you come back with dilute, fail to call, fail to submit, dilute. And then you'd have some negatives. Then again, it would be fail to call, fail to submit, fail to call. So this is where we are, and this is what I will do. You have a choice. Here are your choices. I'll send you to the state jail facility for 18 months, or either you can stay on probation and complete this probation, and you're going to be extended for 2 more years. And I will tell you, the only reason why I'm considering extending it for 2 years is because somebody has thought that you're a great catch. You now have a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, and a 3-year-old that somebody decided that you would be the perfect father. So those are your choices: 18 months in the state jail facility, or either you're going to be extended for 2 years on this probation.
Okay.
Extend me, Your Honor.
All right, court is going to deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions. Extend for 2 years. There's going to be the UA hotline.
Your Honor, if I may I have the sweat patch again?
No. Here's the thing. You were looking at going to the state jail facility, potentially for 2 years. We can go off the record. I don't know what's happening with society, what we're in. There used to be a saying that beggars can't be choosers. Now everybody who's begging want to choose. If somebody is standing on the corner and they're trying to get money from you because, oh, I'm out of work or this is happening, and you want to give them $2, well, that's not enough. If you want to offer somebody food, well, you know what? Thank you so much for the chicken, but I prefer steak and lobster. You were looking at going to the state jail facility because you've done horrible on probation, and now you're trying to tell me what you prefer. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go back on the record. It's going to be the UA hotline until further notice. You need to get employment. So is the mother of these 3 children working?
Yes, she's actually running the business that I have right now.
Running what business?
She's working with my father.
And what does your father do?
He sells tacos.
Sells tacos?
Yes, ma'am.
And who watches the children?
My mother.
People just out here having children and wanting their grandparents, the children's grandparents, to be mothers and fathers. They're not supposed to be doing that. Here's the thing. When you have a child, guess what? You're supposed to be figuring out what daycare is going to be, how much that's going to cost. It shouldn't be built in. Oh, my grandparents will watch the children. That's what y'all are supposed to be doing. Instead, y'all are playing house out here, just having a bunch of children. I can't even imagine taking care of a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. The 1-year-old is in diapers. The 2-year-old is most likely in diapers. And since you all are not being good parents, the 3-year-old is probably in diapers, and nobody's talking to the children to educate them. They're just running around doing whatever, and then they end up going to preschool maybe or going to school and nobody has taught them anything. And they go to school and they want the teachers to be a parent to the children, which they're not supposed to be. Newsflash, teachers are just supposed to be educating your children. They're not supposed to be at the school teaching them values. That's supposed to be your job. And neither you or her or the mother are doing any of that. Y'all are just laying around having a bunch of children and passing it on to the grandparents. And you're going to get a job, and it's not going to be selling tacos because there are only so many tacos that you can sell in San Antonio. Everybody here has a taco stand. And unless you're bringing something unique with your tacos, nobody's going to try to find you or find your parents and say, let me get tacos from this person. You understand? And are you all living on government housing?
No, we are.
All right, that's a good thing. All right, so there's to be a hotline until further notice. You are either going to get your GED or you're going to get a certificate for some type of trade school. Welding is great. Being a plumber is great. So you can do any of those things. Go look it up. They have it at St. Philip's. They have it everywhere. Find you a lucrative trade, because guess what? If the 1, 2, and 3-year-old decide to go to college, prices when they get ready to go to college is going to be outrageous. You're looking at a mortgage. For that 1-year-old, it's probably going to be $200,000 to send them to college. And all of this thing where you're just going to undergrad, where you're just getting your BA, that is not even enough anymore. Just getting your master's is not enough anymore. You understand? So GED or trade school. And we're going to restart intensive outpatient treatment with probation. And there's going to be 120 sober support meetings in 120 days. Parenting classes. And once he completes parenting classes, 100 hours of community service will be deemed satisfied. And once he obtains his GED or some sort of trade school certificate, 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. And the court is ordering 200 hours of community service restitution. So once you complete all of those things, then it will be deemed satisfied. And I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. And then thereafter at probation's discretion. And please tell probation to check on the children. Probation, is there anything else?
Already,
Yes. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
God bless you.
have a seat.
Mr. President, Jason, application for pre-application. And I went and submitted it already.
All right, can I see the files on Loretta Holmes, please? All right, who's the party on Edward Casillas?
We are, Judge.
All right. So defense, did you have a chance to provide mitigation?
Yes, Judge, we did that. And today the state has offered or has okayed us to apply for pretrial diversion. So my client and I went out and filled the application and we have turned it in this morning.
All right. I need a reset for PTD on Edward Casillas, please.
July 16th.
All right, we'll come back on July 16th. And if he's completed everything, it'll probably end up being dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, but he'll need to show up, but you may not need to show up depending on where we are.
Yes, Judge. May we be excused now?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
You too. Tell Memo I said hi.
I told him last time. I told him. that we had talked and said, we gotta get together for lunch. And he goes, I would love that. And he goes, we'll laugh all day. That's what he
Okay,
said.
all right, so we're gonna have to do it. I'm gonna text you.
Okay,
All right.
perfect.
You will.
Here you go. So, I'll be right there.
All right, who's the party on Loretta Holmes?
He's not here, Your Honor.
Okay. Who is her attorney?
Greg.
Oh, Demarie. Okay.
Oh, I know. 2023, 97, 82. Yeah.
Okay.
He needs to wait. It's the top two. Purple. Yeah.
Raymond Alejandro?
I think Matt's still on the other floor.
All right. Norma on Raymond Alejandro, that's gonna come back tomorrow. All right. Willie Cunningham? Hello.
Hi, Judge.
Hi,
Good morning.
good morning. So today is his plea deadline date?
Yes, Judge, but we've been conferring. There's a new offer that's been made. And so I'd like some more time to consider that with Mr. Cunningham.
All right, sir, how old are you?
26.
All right, I'll give you 2 weeks. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, I need a 2-week reset. And then after that, it'll be jury trial.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can do the 20th, June 20th.
All right, we'll be back on June 20th.
Case number on that phone.
Mhm.
2024 CR 0348. Another case that's also 2024 1860. Yes, he's on bond. So for appeal on the 10th is coming Monday, right?
No. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you, guys. See you.
I appreciate it, thank you. I think when now that it's 2 pages, it's messing it up. Yeah. I tried to fix it, but I can't. I'm working. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm sorry?
All right, are the parties ready on Caleb Crum? Morning. All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 2669, State of Texas versus Caleb Crum. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Calling officer, Mr. Crum, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Crum?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Crum, did you review what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Mr. Crum, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
And counsel, the court sees on the docket sheet that there may have been some issues with competency. Was that addressed?
It was, Your Honor.
All right.
He's been adjudicated competent at this point, as well as there have been changes that I've seen in my client from the beginning of representation till now. And even at the time, and you and I discussed this when I requested it, even at the time, I thought he was competent, but I had enough questions that I thought it was worth having a mental health professional review it at that time.
All right. Mr. Crum, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Megan Amanda Crum, Cal Casper. There's to be a mental health evaluation. Follow those recommendations. They're going to give a judgment satisfied in the following cause numbers. County Court cause number 724-258, 724-259, 724-260. And do you understand if the court finds that there's an affirmative finding of a deadly, if the court were to find that there was a deadly weapon used, that the court will make an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon? Did you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there be any such motions?
Not that we're negative in our behalf, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 10 years. Did you understand that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State opera states one and attachments.
No objection, Your
All
Honor.
right. And state, have you had a chance to speak with the complainants?
We have, Your Honor.
And are they aware of this agreement and agree with it?
Yes, Your Honor, to both counts. They are aware and they do agree with it, Your Honor.
All right. And are they asking for the no contact?
We put in the no contact. They're good with it.
Judge, I believe at this point, my client is also okay with no contact, rather. They are related. However, the person that he most would like to visit with is his grandma. And grandma can leave the house. She's a good physical, so she can come visit them without him going to the house and being near Megan.
All right. So here's my question, and this is before I've made a finding. I just want to ask these questions in case the state needs to confer. All right. So is he currently seeing a counselor or seeing anyone to work through any issues?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Laura still some.
Yes, I have my own counselor. I set up with the appointments to better myself. I've been going through some stuff with my grandfather passed away, so I thought counselor would be the best thing. I haven't found that the court appointed ones that were from misdemeanor court. I didn't like their services. I think it's Center of Health, whatever. I didn't like their services, so I went out on my own and I went to ThriveWorks. That's the counselor I'm seeing is with them.
And have you been following their recommendations?
For the most part, yes, sir.
For the most part.
So I'm trying to get back on medications because the Center of Health isn't working out their medications. But
Can you explain why? Sorry.
It's just, I've been on them for a couple months and I haven't seen no changes in those medications. So I am currently trying to find a prescriber that will prescribe something that I'm used to and I know it's working at the time.
Well, have you informed Center for Healthcare Services that the medications
and they're not listening to me. They keep trying to upper the dose or lower the dose or some stuff that I know doesn't work. And I keep telling them, it's not working for me. I know this isn't gonna work. And I keep trying to give them recommendations like, this is what I need, this is what I don't need. And they're not listening to me. So I'm trying to go to the MAC. They help with a lot of assistance, but it's a 6-week wait. So I'm just waiting on to hear back from them and they'll help me with my medications.
Everyone, please whisper.
So far that's going well. I've been checking in with the MAC and stuff to get the services. But right now I'm just in counseling, taking it day by day. I'm in school and so forth.
All right, so here's my question. Does anyone think, with regards to the no contact order, since he's in counseling, is there any benefit to changing that for it to be no in-person contact? Because maybe they want to start with phone calls. If not, just let me know.
Is it possible, Your Honor, that we could keep it as a no contact for now, and then if Colin and I confer or things change, we'd be able to approach the court together to maybe make a modification?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yes, sir.
All right, so what is your relationship to Mary Crom?
That's my step grandmother.
Okay.
And that was the person that I was referring to when I said she has the capability of leaving the house to visit him.
All right, does she want to visit him?
She does.
Okay.
That's the only grandma he's known.
Okay.
She's been in his life his entire life.
All right. Court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. All right, does anyone want to speak to the length of probation?
I usually let counsel go. Do you mind if I get us started on for this one? So, Your Honor, we conferred at length on multiple occasions here. In terms of the length, we want this individual to have as much supervision as possible. And given their willingness to accept a plea with respect to, in particular, those 3 JSATs, in connection with this case and the no contact we've already spoken about, given that it's the nature of the deferred, again, we were hoping for the maximum opportunity to supervise and give this individual a chance to turn things around.
All right, then it will be 10 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Megan Amanda Crom, Cal Casper. There's to be a judgment satisfied in the following cause numbers: County Court at Law 724-258, 724-259, 724-260.
Judge, just for the record, we completed those plea bargains, JSAT and County Court 13 impact this morning. Those have been completed at this time.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs. All right. So ThriveWorks. Who do you see there?
I have to look at my phone what her name is. I don't have it by heart yet. I've been going for about 3 weeks, but I haven't got her name down yet in my mind yet.
All right, so what, you're gonna have to sign a release so that probation will know what's going on with that. And how often are you seeing them?
She was busy this week. It's usually once a week. But I just started back in school, so I'm trying to get my schedule settled with schooling. But I think we have another appointment maybe next week.
All right, you're gonna sign a release and you're gonna continue with your treatment at ThriveWorks. And I know my accent is getting in the way, so it's ThriveWorks.
Yes, ma'am.
And probation, their number is 571-771-2478. That's 571-771-2478. Now, with regards to your medication, it says that ThriveWorks, they have psychiatrists and they do medication.
They do. I was talking to one of the ladies there and she recommended me find one that's an in-person person. Because they can do more than I guess someone that's on Zoom. Because I think she's only Zoom. I don't know, it's weird. She just recommended me to find someone that's like more of in person, like Center of Health, for instance. But I'm working on it. I'm trying to get it as quickly as possible because I know I need to get back on meds.
So are you on any medications at all?
Yes and no. Really mainly no, because the other ones aren't really working. But I found new coping skills and everything else to keep me calm and collected.
So what are you receiving medication for? What's your diagnosis?
For my anxiety, my PTSD, my ADHD, my depression, and my autism.
All right, so here's the thing. I know you understand and you're saying that Center for Healthcare Services is not listening to you. I understand that. Sometimes doctors don't listen to people. They want to go through their steps that they always go through. But you know you're supposed to be on some form of medication and you need to be on medication. So it's either going to be medication through Center for Healthcare Services or either you're going to go through ThriveWorks. But you're going to have to get on your medication and I'm going to give you 3 weeks. And so it's either going to be probation, it's either going to be Center for Healthcare Services, or either it's going to be ThriveWorks for him to get in compliance with his medication.
I should be with the MAC before 3 weeks. I should be with them, and if I do, I can always contact probation.
And what does MAC stand for?
I don't remember what it stands for, but I know they work with a lot of like autism and stuff too. So it's over like
It is it through the Behavioral Health Center?
maybe, I don't know. I know it's like Morgan's Mac or something like that. They have like colorful, like a little butterfly and stuff, you know.
Okay.
Oh, I think I found it because I see the butterfly.
Mhm.
Morgan's MAC is Multi-Assistance Center. If you want to look it up on your end. Multi-Assistance Center. A collaborative care community center for individual with disabilities and special needs.
And just one moment, any objection to the court reviewing the MAC?
No objection.
No, not at all.
And we're off the record. I don't see where they do anything as far as,
So they have a lot of things there. They help with like finding jobs, medications, counseling, and then a mixed up majority of things. It's a big building, so they have like different offices in there.
probation. Have you ever had any contact with MAC? Okay.
If I might make a suggestion, Your Honor.
Oh, just one moment. I'm reviewing something. Well, what I can tell you, MAC, you know who's under their umbrella from what I'm looking at online? Center for Healthcare Services.
Really?
And that's where they'll be sending you to.
Wow.
So,
I guess I'll
because
just stay with
everything
the-
else, yeah.
I'll
So
just-
I'm gonna order Center for Healthcare Services.
Okay.
And you will need to advocate for yourself or either get someone to advocate for you with regards to medication.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go back on the record. So the court is gonna order a Center for Healthcare Services referral. If you no longer want to be with them, then you're gonna have to get someone else.
Okay. Do I have to come back to court or do I have to just tell my?
No, probation is gonna let you know, and you need to follow those conditions. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So if
So-
he does find another mental health professional that he would like to see instead, and probation tells him no, there's nothing prohibiting me. from
Here's the
going
thing,
out.
probation is not going to tell him no. So I'm referring you to Center for Healthcare Services. The probation officer is right to the back. If you turn to the back, there is Miss Abrams and Caroline. I am letting them know that you're being referred to Center for Healthcare Services. If you do not wish to go to Center for Healthcare Services, the other option and what will be acceptable to the court, if you have another provider, and that means a psychiatrist to issue medications. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. You say you're in school?
Yes, ma'am.
How many hours are you taking per semester?
I don't know what the semester hours is, but I know it's from 6 p.m. to 12 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna start back at work, which is gonna be from morning to like 5.
All right. There's 200 hours community service restitution. If he provides proof that he is in school full-time, and I know that's at night, but 6 to 6 sounds like some good hours. Each semester that he's in school, states you can deduct 10 hours.
Just if he maintains full employment after he graduates, given that he has a young child, that's one of the reasons he's been seeking to better himself, get back in school, get better employment. If he has full-time employment, could we also work out some type of arrangement where that's forgiven over the course of time?
Yes.
Thank you.
Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And there's to be parenting classes. And anger management class. Probation, is there anything else? All right, is there anything else you need from the court to? Thank you.
What was that doing here?
Field visits. And the field visits will be one time per month until he's stable on medication.
And such, just for that, that get into compliance within 3 weeks through either DriveWorks, Center for Services, or multi-assisted collaborative care.
Yes.
Is that an actual condition, or are you just going with the healthcare services referral?
No, it's going to be the Center for Healthcare Services referral. And that place that's the multi-assistance, Center for Healthcare Services under their umbrella. So they're going to send him there anyway. But yes, 3 weeks compliance.
The judge did mention that he could get his own therapist. Okay, making sure.
Yes. Did that clear up? Or no?
It's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, to be successful on probation in this court, communication is key. If there's an issue, go see your probation officer, call them, make sure you leave a message. If you feel as though they're not addressing that issue, then you can always come back to the court. And if I'm here, you can come back and see me.
Okay.
All right?
Then I have another question. So the anger management course and the family one, Is that just like whenever I have time, or is there like
Oh,
a?
probation will set things up. The number one thing I want to focus on right now is getting your mental health issues stable. And probation will focus on your mental health. But then you're gonna have to start doing, so you need to focus on that. You need to focus on parenting classes.
I think, and Caleb, correct me if I'm wrong, one of his concerns is missing school based on conflicting schedules.
no.
He doesn't get kicked out.
No, nothing is happening with probation at 6 PM at night. I don't think probation officer wants to see you at 6 PM.
Fair enough.
If they do, there's an issue. And in which case you'll be seeing me, not them. And I guarantee you it won't be at 6 PM. Okay. And what's the tattoo on the neck?
It's my wife's name. I'm trying to get some of my tattoos removed. I was young and kind of reckless. I just don't have $2,000 right now.
Well, you know, I always say if you're going to put names on your body, the safe bet is your mom, because your mom always loves you, and your children. Everybody else.
Or your judge, your fellow.
Yeah, let's not do that. I don't want some girlfriend saying, and who's Stephanie Boyd?
Just a reminder.
But you heard him say prosecutor, so when I get Zach's name on him, he's gotta give me better deals.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Yeah.
Everyone, we're taking our break at noon. Is that John Coates?
It is, Judge. What's going on?
Still in my humble abode.
Bill?
Yeah, there's an issue with supplies. Not available.
What are you looking for specifically?
Well, there are a couple of things that they can't even begin. You know, you can't put cabinets in without having the supplies, and there's specific ones that the insurance company is requiring, so. But we'll see. It's gonna be fine. Yeah.
How much longer do they think?
Probably the end of July.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's okay. You know what? I've met so many nice people, you know?
It's your new normal.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel weird when you go back to your house.
I am. I'm gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
I tell somebody, I'm gonna say, excuse me, why did someone clean the bathroom? Why isn't my bed made? What's
Right.
going on here?
Right.
So,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
How long has it been since last August?
Mhm. Well, you know what? Some people told me that they've been out since, you know, for a year on other things, so.
The joys of home ownership.
Mhm. Oh, psychiatric. Yeah.
I don't know.
PSY. I just don't spell it out fully.
I mean, and the might want to.
Yes.
Mr. Crump, my client reminded me, they opened up the CPS investigation. His daughter was there at the time of everything, well, not allegedly at this point. He was ordered to do a parenting class after the date of arrest and then here.
Oh, yeah, that account.
Okay, same with the parenting class.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then I'll just let him.
And Miss Abrams, on Crom, if you can put CPS compliance, if applicable, and the parenting classes that he did for CPS can count towards that.
And anger management?
Hmm?
I think that anger management.
It will be depending. Sure.
Yes. The co-defendant, everybody got the same day. I think it was July. I think Judge Fairham.
Just have one. Just updating that as part of this arrest. CPS passed. So. Intelligence is a parenting class. Preparations criteria. Very great. So is that? No. Do the only. For you. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I ordered you. I said she retired from work. And one of my assistants. That's been one for the last 25 years.
Yes.
Oh, of course she will, for sure. No, she loves your mom.
All right, then, once he completes that, then we'll. Yes. Could I see the file back on Chrome, please?
Yeah. It's always. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. Performance bonus? Yeah. That's what we do every month. We send the big circle list. But only from the realm of. But that's it. That's the old thing. This system is actually a couple of.
When's Sheriff Salazar gonna do much money?
Where is he at?
You mean, yes.
Yeah. So we have this. Oh, I got yeah. I'm just waiting for. Is he being? No, I know you can't. Well, it's okay. We're gonna call it 30 cents. I think it's open.
I just want to check some.
But you don't, you're saying you could, but you didn't. Not thought that one's okay. That's enough, yes. That's enough.
Yes, well.
Sure, I know for Garcia. I know personally, you're good with Garcia. That's the belt.
Oh.
And we talked in time. As soon as I finished.
Oh. Yeah, that means she's scheduled. Okay, next.
I'm trying to think. No, can't. Yeah, so.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
But if he's willing to use it, I'll take this. So I'll take it with this. Yeah. More problems.
Okay. Yes, yeah.
Like this is good.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Sure.
I have Matthew Rendon. He is present whenever Your Honor is ready.
Okay, sure. All right, have him come out.
Your Honor, this case has several co-defendants. We were all set on the same day.
Mhm.
That exact day, he has travel plans that he's prepaid for. So if we could be set the day after, or when will you be back?
I'll be back the 18th.
The 18th?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe they were set for the,
It's from the 16th to the 18th of June. This month.
okay.
All right, so when will you be back?
I'll be back the 18th of June.
Okay.
So it's just 2 days?
Yeah.
It's a 2-day trip, okay.
Norma, on this one, can you set it for the 20th?
Yes, please.
All right, so we'll be back on the 20th.
Thank you, Your Honor. You can take a seat and I'll send you your.
You're welcome.
We're about to start in the 290th, so.
Ah, okay.
No, and I.
That's in the move.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, have a great one.
Judge Mayor, approach meeting in a moment.
Yes.
Please set about this.
Okay.
We are actually dismissing this.
Okay.
They are seeking, I believe they're currently conferring on those.
Okay. Could I see the file on Roberto Andrade, please? And it's the cause number ending in 9782. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Let me go check on my side if I see it.
Deputy Laura? They say it's laugh out loud, so we're gonna see.
Congratulations. Yeah. Hey. I'm not being involved. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
All right, are you all ready on Roberto Andrade?
Sure.
I'm done it.
You can go.
Oh, this is thicker now. Hello. So where are we?
We don't have an agreement. They're it's super complicated. Cases over here, cases over here,
All right, case over here is done.
dismissed. So now we're dealing with this and the revised offer is not something that he's inclined to take at this time, so.
Okay. All right, state. On Roberto Andrade. All right, so my understanding then, offer has been tendered.
I'm sorry, which case is this?
Oh, this is Andrade.
There was discussions. I don't know if the full offer. We were told that a certain number wouldn't work and that's kind of where we're at.
All right, so state if you'll tender an offer, and then I'm gonna give you a plea deadline date, and then it's gonna be a quick turnaround for jury trial.
Sure. Sounds good.
All right, so your plea deadline date is going to be, how old are you, sir?
55.
55. Why do I feel as though it's the third week in June and we're still in the first week? I think it's because of everything that's happening with Odyssey. It feels like we're at the end of June, but we're not.
No.
All right, so I'm gonna reset this for a plea deadline date then, June 18th.
June 18th.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, and so they'll give you a offer today, and then you can let the court know on the 18th whether or not you're accepting it.
Okay.
I'm done it.
Oh, they have to give him an offer. Yeah, they just need to give him an offer first, and then he can go back.
Yeah. There's my approach.
Just one moment.
Actually, let me take it.
Okay.
And then we got.
Norma Andrade is being reset for a plea deadline date on June 18th. Sure. Oh, sure. All right. Holmes, Larietta Holmes.
Judge, her bond company sent over paperwork that those bonds were reinstated.
Okay.
But because it was during the freeze, they've been looking for them for the last few hours.
They just brought it to
They
me.
just brought it.
Yeah.
Okay. Amen.
All right. Ms. Holmes, if you'll come down.
Sorry about that, Judge.
Oh, no problem.
It's Larry at Homes. They're reinstating the bonds. They found the paper.
On this one.
No, we're not doing anything yet.
Okay.
All right, so does everyone know on this is the only reason why she's in custody is because the bondsman got off her bond?
I'm not aware. I think that's council.
That was my understanding, Larry. That's my understanding. And you want me to go find more information? I can't, Judge.
No, if we'll the clerk will, this is gonna be taken care of today, just so you know.
Okay.
But I need to make sure that the only reason why you're in custody is because the bondsman,
The surety?
yes.
Yes.
Is that the only reason?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, no problem. The system is the system.
Well, they sent it over right during the transition. And so the
Oh.
paperwork was. I sent a photo, but they said that wouldn't work.
All right, so I've signed the motion. I can tell you what's being added if it's not already a part of your conditions. I added and cause number ending in 2336, that there's to be no contact with the complainant.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I mean, yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
I'm thinking,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
that guy.
been no contact since then. and
All right.
Now, now.
Thank you.
So that's a part of your conditions.
Judge, as I mentioned, I've got other cases set today that we are gonna work out. So
Okay.
just so you know, I understand we're cutting it close. I'll be here in the afternoon.
No, we're available in the afternoon. And state, you have no objection to reinstatement of the bond? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Deputy Laura, I'm signing the documents.
Larry Smith in front of the judge.
Yeah.
All right, and on this one, they're not done with this, so that's gonna come back.
Okay, well, just.
All right, who's the person on Patsy Jackal Hunt? All right, and this offense that she's on bond for, is it criminal trial division?
Police officer?
All right, so that's criminal trial division. You want to confer with the state, see if they have any objections to it?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
It's not indicted yet, so I wasn't sure. if we
All right, do you need your motion?
No.
Okay. Larry Smith,
Come on up.
come down. Hello, Mr. DeLeon.
Hello, Judge.
You still coming up with activities?
No, I'm not. It's not my responsibility.
See, you're leaving it to your wife.
Right.
All right, so the last time we were here, it was in regards to CPS records.
Yes, Judge, I have not had an opportunity to review CPS records. I need to actually confirm with the state to see if we have those records available.
Do y'all have them?
I'm checking right.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks.
But additionally, Judge, talking to Mr. Smith, we still have a lot of discovery to keep going through, so I've done some initial viewing of body cams and things like that, but there's also apparently an interview that Mr. Smith conducted with a detective, so I didn't even see that in discovery yet. So we've got a few more things to go through.
Okay, so we need his interview. She's checking to see if we have CPS records.
Physically in the file, but I'm double checking our notes just to see.
Okay.
If they can.
And so, other than these things, I'm assuming that his interview should be somewhere
You would think.
and not be difficult to obtain. So is there any other things that maybe the state wouldn't have in their file? School records, any of that, or?
I don't see some records in here. I have a video. There is some kind of disc in here, but
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's probably the forensic.
All right. So, counsel, do you think there's going to be a medical records issue or school records issue? Are you going to be requesting
There's
that?
probably going to be a school records issue, Your Honor, but probably not medical.
All right.
See in our notes, Judge, that we received the CPS records. It says April, but they were downloaded to a disk and they were given for upload.
Okay.
So, they are somewhere.
So that's
Our
done.
office is in possession of them. Right now.
Okay, so that's done.
Yes.
And then his interview is probably somewhere there as well.
notes. I don't see anything referencing the interview, but I can check on the discovery just real fast and see
Okay.
if something's labeled. Oh. So like someone. Oh, I have no idea. Yeah.
I don't know. For real?
Email.
And counsel, what I can tell you is due to the nature of this offense, and I know sometimes there's different discovery, school records, maybe therapy notes. So state, if you'll check for school records or any type of therapy notes. And then what I'll do is, Mr. Smith, normally I don't do this, but because of the nature of the case, I know there's going to be a lot of discovery and moving parts. I'm going to give your attorney a 60-day reset, but if he wants to come back before then, he can come back before then and request it before then. But when we come back in 60 days, everybody needs to be prepared to sign an acknowledgement of discovery. State, do you think that will be enough time to see where we are?
I'll double check on we'll make sure that we get requests for any school records and therapy notes now. So we've got the CPS records. From what we might have the statement, I think I'm looking at a video that looks like we possibly have the recorded statement from the defendant. So
Okay.
that should be in discovery.
All right.
But we'll double check that that's correct.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 60-day reset on Smith. All right, so we're going to come back on August 1st.
Sounds good, Judge.
All right, do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am, not at this time.
All right, you're welcome. All right, we'll be back then in August.
All righty. I'll be in touch with you. I'll do a video call. Great. Especially as I look at this stuff. Then I go, let's talk about
Your Honor,
Yes.
they have no objection. State has no
All right.
objection.
All right, and usually on these, unless the person who placed them on bond has an issue, you really don't have to come to me with it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just that if there is an issue, maybe their bondsman has put restrictions on them. And if the bondsman put restrictions on them, I'm not going to interfere with whatever their contract is with the
So if it's
bondsman.
a private bond, then that they just have to deal with them. I always thought that no matter what bond you're on, there was just the automatic restriction in their county.
No.
Interesting.
And unless somebody put that in the order that the person's not to leave, because otherwise, when you have people who come to the state and they get charged with an offense, then they have to stay here. But my thing is, when court time is set, whatever that date is, just make sure they're here. Or either sometimes I'll let them do it by video.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, they'll give you a copy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you want to go back to you or is there? Okay, thank you.
All right, who's here on Aran Bawani?
You're gonna be excused.
Yes, have a good one.
Take care.
Hello.
Judge, how are
All
you?
right, great. All right, y'all will be back here tomorrow for jury trial.
Judge, we did have some things that we wanted to put, address with the court.
Okay.
First of all, this is Peter Calderola. He just got hired on as my co-counsel. for this case. It's something new. We just got discovery yesterday, additional discovery.
Mhm. What
There were-
additional discovery?
It are images of male genitalia. And
All right, is that coming into evidence
but Judge,
allegedly?
I don't know. That's to be determined. And so based on that, if it is, we would like to get an expert.
Oh, if that's just been turned over today, and if you're going to jury trial tomorrow, unless there's some reason why it should be admitted, it's not coming in. So, I mean, this is scheduled for jury trial. So y'all will be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you back tomorrow at 9 a.m. And Norma, that's on Bawani.
How you doing? How's it going today? Mojo's probably gone. This morning. No. Our system's. So that's. I don't know, it's kind of worth it. Yeah, see, it's not, it's good. So that's, yeah, so I think it's big, yeah, so we're trying, I think. We started to take that. Yeah. I got this late at 5:30. That's 13. I was told. She's like.
All right, this is the last case we're going to take up before we take our noon recess. It is Gilbert Perryman. Come forward. Court is calling 2024 CR 2999, State of Texas versus Gilbert Christopher Perryman. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Greg Desmarais.
And are you Mr. Perryman? Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I did, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Perryman, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, the habitual status proceeding on the state jail, also pursuant to 1244, Judge.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand that your charge is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Mr. Perryman, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, the state is proceeding under 1244. They're asking your punishment be assessed at 28 days in the Bexar County Jail. There's a $500 fine and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
For context.
State, any evidence?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Wavering Consent to Stipulations of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and laboratory reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client obviously accepts the responsibility in this. He's on probation, misdemeanor probation right now, and doing well on that. And we just ask you to follow the plea bargain.
All right, in the misdemeanor case, what is that?
It was an assault. It was a reduction from.
All right, and that's related to this case, correct?
I believe they're 2 separate cases.
Okay. All right, the court will sentence you to a $500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. And the court will sentence you under 1244 to 28 days in the Bexar County Jail.
It's my understanding that he's done the 28 days, Your Honor.
All right, the court will give you credit for any time served and the court will show that the judgment is satisfied. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. If you have a drug problem, you need to solve that problem, because otherwise what's going to end up happening is you're going to have another case and you're going to be right back before a felony judge. And at that time, you may not receive a judgment satisfied. You may be a prison sentence. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am. I have 5.
All right, what are their ages?
10, 12, 16 and 20.
So people always say, if you're going to be clean and sober, you have to do it for yourself. Sometimes people are not at the point to do it for themselves. So if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your children, because they want to have a father that they're proud to say, that's my dad. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have any issues where you're trying to get drug treatment, but you can't find a place or they won't take you in, you can come back to court. I'll be here and I'll help navigate you. All right, have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gilbert. I'll talk to you.
All right, thanks.
That's right. We'll do that. We'll do that one after we come back
Yeah.
from lunch break.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And then I have, Red, I want to confer this afternoon.
Okay.
Because Hank's no longer in school. So,
Okay.
But on, Victoria,
Okay, we'll come back
is it, because I was gonna ask you for Teresa.
because I'm, 12 o'clock, everybody shuts down
Okay,
for lunch.
I'm just. Whatever you need.
Appreciate you.
Well, that's training. That's